Take. Welcome everyone and welcome to All In All United. The usual suspects, your boy Reman, Nick on the inside. And we're here to review another, dominating performance, another victory, by the Red Devils, Manchester United over Arsenal. But before we get into the mix, it has some other topical stuff that we want to just, get over and, bring it to the light. We know a lot of you may know it, but for those who are not aware of some very important stats, check this out.
I think today, congrats to the team. For the last 4 games, we have won by at least 3 goals or more. There's a record in the league. I think kudos, kudos to the team for that. Also, De Gea passing Schmeichel record of 399. Again, kudos. That's what they have to maintain that form going forward or to even improve. On the bit of shakiness recently, and the other one is Bruno coming in January, and the amount of goals and assists that he presently has is also a record. So I think in record breaking form on all fronts. I think, and kudos to we even saying all of that kudos to Oli. I think every game have been given Oli 9 and 10. Especially for some of his decision making for substitutions, and again today, he was to me spot on with the substitutions, and to me, credit to Oli for at least turning around the team in the short space of time to produce these kind of results now.
You talk about all the different records that I don't know if it's record that we set in or record that we break in, but you remember when Alex Ferguson had retired, and there were all these records that were set by the greats. And when we were under Moyes, under Van Gaal, all these records were being broken. First time we were to lose home to this team. First time we would get licks for this. First time we lost 4 games in a row, and all these records were broken. So we really seeing some kind of stability and some form of normalcy being restored to to the club. And I mean, if you look at the history post Sir Alex Ferguson, with the likes of Moyes, Van Gaal, the experience of Van Gaal, even Mourinho with his record of winning and bringing titles home, all these guys failed. Where this PE teachers they refer to Oli as, coming and restoring certain things, the pride of the club, and all these records that you're talking about being, restored or being broken to favor us now. It only works good, and it says a lot about what Oli is doing as the manager of the team. So I mean that's good news, Nico. Good night, Preddie.
Hey, Preddie, good night.
I'm glad to have you on, bro. So
Yeah, I think we are definitely doing a stellar job, because at least at some point when we were struggling for form during the season, early part of the season, even I myself was saying, yes, give all the time, but how much time now? How much time is enough time? How much time before we say, you're just not cutting it? But I think now he really deserved the time, because they turn around the team in this short space of time with the amount of quality and the amount of chances being created, and I think we solid more or less right through the team. I think I'm really credit to Oli as we going forward.
And the thing about it is sometimes, and I think we mentioned it in previews and reviews in the past, sometimes it's not always about sending a team out onto the field. It's a lot to do with mentality, preparation, how you deal with your players, man management, all that sort of thing. Because I could remember clearly as well, before COVID lockdown, a certain gentleman who I prefer not name was lamenting about his injuries, and he wished the season could finish and he could go to June to start over a fresh season. But COVID came and was very beneficial to them as well, where Harry Kane came back, Son, and some other players came back, and you had a host of your attacking players. You had a full-strength team at your disposal, and that kind of result in not seeing it working for them. So sometimes you had to really look behind and see what's going on behind the scenes before you make a judgment. And I think that's what Ollie was doing. Ollie was always working behind the scenes, and sometimes it just takes some time before you actually see it come to fruition. And we're really seeing the hard work that's going on in the background. We've seen it coming to the fore now. So kudos, you know. All right, Nico. So let's get into the game now. Now, guys, today was a good day, and we hope that it will continue. We had two teams going into today, Nico, with two totally different situations. One fighting for survival, for Premier League survival, and the other fighting for a Champions League position, a Champions League spot. So we know it had a lot up for grabs today. It was one of those normal games where nobody had nothing to fight for. The both of them in mid-table, and let me just play to see how the games today meant something for both teams. And I think in the start of the game, we saw where Aston Villa came out, Nico. Give me your views on the game now. Let me hear you.
Yeah, at least with the first half, for some reason, we started real lethargic. You wasn't seeing the energy and the pressing as we was talking before. The games past, we were hunting in packs. You was seeing it, when a player had the ball, sometimes it's 3 and 4 players attacking the ball one time. And we're pressing high up the field. For some reason today, for the first half, especially before the break, we weren't doing that. The first water break, we weren't doing that. We had pressing in isolation. So one person would go and press, and then while one person stay back. And, Aston Villa was able to move the ball through the team real easy. They created some dangerous situations where there are some crosses coming in. I can remember 1 or 2. I can remember the one with Grealish. Let me say another day. That could have come off. And let me say if that goal had scored, that could have lifted their morale. But luckily for us, it didn't. And for some reason, we was real lackadaisical in the first half. We was lacking that energy. I don't know if the amount of games, at least when I was looking at it, I was starting to think maybe fatigue starting to step in, starting the same team for the 4th successive game. If it's starting to take a toll on the players, starting to put all these things together to say maybe we need to freshen up the team a bit. Until the break. Yeah. Until the break, and even before the break, got a chance, where he scuffed it. For some reason, when you see that, you're like, wait, Greenwood could do that? Greenwood could scuff a shot. But with the pressure at his back, he scuffed it, you got a little push also. Other than that, that would have definitely found the back of the net. The water break came at a perfect time for us. I think we were struggling before the water break. I think Aston Villa had the better of us. But after the water break, for some reason, we just got that extra spark. I think even the Bournemouth game also, after the water break, right? Because we was down 1 in the Bournemouth game, and after the water break, we came back and we scored. Today again, after the water break, we ran out of the blocks. We started to look sharper, and we started to move the ball faster. We started to see more of identity. The style of the football, what the team wanted to play. And to me, as we were going to it, it was a 14-minute penalty. Again, we taking it. I felt it a bit for Aston Villa, honestly. I felt it for Aston Villa a bit.
We're taking that.
Because it was tough on them. However, for me, honestly, England, the EPL are the worst referees in the world. No, honestly, I feel the Pro League referees, but in fact, the Pro League referees, if there are Pro League referees out there, I apologize. Right? But the Pro League referees are better than the one in the EPL. The VAR is also the worst in the world, in England. But fortunately for us, we got the go-ahead goal. We got the penalty. Bruno stepped up, confident as normal. Dispatched the penalty, and from there on, I don't think there was a turning back, because by the time after that, the game started to open up. Started playing our hands, we started getting the space that we wanted, and then again, I run out of superlatives for
the floodgates.
I run out of superlatives for this guy. People, if you could just give one word, send us one word that you would they say sum up Greenwood at, the Senate, because I ran out of words, and then Greenwood came up with this shot from about 20 yards out. Keeper had no chance, Reina had no chance. And 2-0 going to the half again, and to me at that point it was well deserving.
For the first part of the game, you saw that Aston Villa was playing for survival. I thought and you mentioned it, I thought that we really came out of the blocks a little bit casual. But what I realized, I saw it happen against Brighton. Then I saw, because remember in England too, remember teams will look at you and teams will study you and teams will figure out ways how to try to counter your game plan. I saw it against Brighton, and I saw Bournemouth did it better. And then today, Aston Villa came and did it even better in terms of, because remember, we're a team that we build from the back. Only do fancy that long ball over the top. That is not the kind of football he likes to play, right? Because we had guys with the ability to play the ball on the floor. And the only problem I have with that, with us, not necessarily players' ability to play it on the floor, but just the quickness and the how fast we tend to do it. I find we just labor it sometimes. So when you find yourself having to beat a high press from a team with quick attackers who are able to close on these spaces faster, we tend to find ourselves in some trouble. Now, we have the quality players to work themselves out of them kind of situations for the most part. But you saw today where in the situation where you have two sets of players closing down these two lines of the attackers, closing these spaces and making it real tight for you to come out, we tend to labor possession a little more and put pressure on ourselves, because I realized in the first half, it was easy for Aston Villa to regain possession. You understand? And we found ourselves on the back foot a little bit, as you well described. So that is one thing I hope that Ollie taking note and stock of, because you would realize better teams will play us. And teams who have more strengths in different areas will continue to try to exploit that weakness. Well, at least I see it as a weakness. And if teams have better attackers, in terms of the ability to capitalize on errors and finish, we could find ourselves in problem, because you talk about the Grealish chance, but there was also the chance that Trezeguet get when Pogba lost possession and that hit off the post. So we don't want to put ourselves and the team under that kind of pressure, having to come from behind so early in a game, even though we know we had the ability, because we've seen how we're able to break down teams with ease now. You don't want to put yourself in that kind of position to have to be coming from behind every game, because you'll reach to the point where you'll play a team that is properly well organized and scores will go for them and certain things will work against us. Then heads could drop. And then, so that is something I noticed, and I hope Ollie see it as well.
Yeah, and as I was talking about that, especially with teams pressing us high, right? Just good night, right? Where teams pressing us high, that is what is fear for Fred, right? Because in the past we saw it where players or teams attacked Fred. They focus on Fred, and they put more physical pressure against him. And with the style of the brand of football that Ollie wants to play, I think he did it. He did it, and he did it successfully when Pogba was out. But with the form that we have now, with teams sometimes even pressing higher now and being more aggressive, I think he might struggle a little bit, especially in the early stages. I think like how now, when we winning games and he coming and having that freedom and having that space, it'll be a little bit easier for him.
Yeah.
But in the initial stages, teams will attack him. Teams will put more pressure on him. I think he could handle it, but there's also opportunity that if something, let me say, doesn't work out like today, where Pogba lost possession, where after that is one shot on goal.
Yeah.
So that is something definitely I work against Fred, but still I think he have a lot football in him for the season. I know in the next, how much? In the next 9 days, we have about 4 games. Right? So there's a lot of games to play. I definitely think now there will be rotation within the squad. And I just hope that, whoever comes in, take their chances. They'll drop the quality of the
Yeah.
team, but maintain that standard or even lift us even higher than we are presently.
And I want to touch on one more thing too, as you was talking about the ability to counter the high press. Yeah, this is where Pogba and Matic kind of have the edge over the likes of Fred, even though Fred, as you say, could do it. And McTominay, I guess he could do it as well. But what was given Pogba and Matic the edge is the individual quality now. Because Pogba have a way to he could get out of tight spaces.
Yeah, you saw that a few times today.
And he did it today a few times. And Matic to some degree as well. He have the ability because he intelligent now. He has some ability on the ball, even though he a little long. You could see Matic good on the ball. So my only grievance with our defense right there is how slow they are in build up and movement, and as you always lament, we need a little more engine, so that is something I hope Ollie working on, he looking at, he have his finger on the pulse and he have solutions for it,
Yeah, and as I touch on that before we move on, I talk about even the defense. And we saw it, we of course we don't know if there's any form of tapping up with Ake during the week, but we definitely really lacking a left-footed centre back. And if we really get a quality left-footed centre back, and let me say Maguire play in his more comfortable position, which may be on the right side, you might even see the better of Maguire. These sometimes these easy beats that Maguire has begun, you may not see it. Because here we are in a more comfortable position, and we get a solid left-footed centre back, who maybe could complement him. And to me, Ake is a good foiler.
I find Ake decent. I find Ake real decent. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind. Some people saying, "Oh, he playing for a team that get relegated," but let me.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, individual quality.
Yeah, look, Johnny Evans. Johnny Evans was relegated with West Brom.
Yeah.
How Johnny Evans now?
Yeah, top 4.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let me move on.
We are taking them for the top 4, but still he has really shown the quality that I always liked him when he was at United.
Yeah.
To me, they should not have gotten rid of Evans. They should have gotten rid of Jones or Smalling first. Especially Jones. Oh gosh. Yeah, but I think going down to the championship, and to me, Aki's a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Proven quality.
So let's move on to some more positives now. We talk about the challenge that we kind of foreseeing, but at the end of the day, Nico, the defense, they managed the threats pretty well. Apart from the first 20 minutes where we were a little bit, on the back foot, on the ropes a little bit, we were still able to manage it, weather the storm until I think you had mentioned that the penalty was a little bit fortuitous. But from the time we scored Nico, we knew it had no turning back. We knew that it was just a matter of time before the floodgates open. So let me talk about the positives in the game now, high up the pitch.
Yeah, again, the movement and the watch me. I was watching this game today, and I was wondering if I was dreaming, because I can't remember for how many years I haven't seen Manchester United play so much quality attacking football. You know what I mean? So much chances being created, and you see the movement being so seamless up top, especially on the left side. And again, I had to give Luke Shaw real credit. The man is making that left side his own. I think the only thing that Luke Shaw lacking right now is to shoot. Because he's getting some positions to me that he could shoot, and I think he should shoot more. But the quality and the link up play, especially down that left side, to me is the best I have ever seen United ever played before. And it was really impressive to see the quality in the attacking to that game today. Teams know now that it had nothing about sitting back and you could frustrate United. The moment
Yeah.
they sit back and give us that possession, we are going to break it down, and the moment you score one, it's 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming after that.
And one thing you mentioned is, and it's something I realized Oli doing. He's talk about overloads because sometimes you'll find Luke Shaw, Rashford, Matic, even Bruno coming across on the left side just to get some combinations in there, and then they'll switch the play onto the right side. And then when they go on the right side, you have Bruno, you have Martial, you have Bissaka, you have Greenwood, and they're overloading certain areas and certain parts of the pitch. So I'm saying, to get the combinations in, to get the movement, to create the spaces now. And I mean, it really going to show that it has some tactical aspects of the game being taught to the players. So the guys going into the games now, yes, they're playing with a certain level of freedom. Yes, they've been given the freedom to express themselves, but it's still within a tactical context now. That real good to see. Our movement of the ball in the final third. I was talking about how slow it is labor the passing in the back, but for some reason or the other, you see the kind of movement between the front. We talk about that against Bournemouth. You see it again. Rashford on the right, Greenwood on the left. Then you see them switch. Then Martial on the left, Rashford through the middle. So it's like the dynamism is something that's you're just enjoying. I tell you, sometimes I'm watching the football, Nico, and my paws raising, boy, because for all these years I'm watching some kind of football, and I want to know these fellas getting paid.
Yeah. And I can remember, you know what time we sit down and you say, Nico, what them fellas do they training whole week, boy? Yeah? Because you used to say, you can't tell me them fellas training whole week and how they come out to do, especially under Mourinho. Especially under Mourinho. We want to know what these fellas are doing in training.
And watch, man.
Right?
I was going through some threads on the Tottenham feed after the loss today, and them same questions is what them Tottenham fans asking.
Yeah,
anyway, go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead.
Because at the end of the day, sometimes, as you were saying, they're being taught something and they see it on the field, but sometimes maybe something was being taught to them, but they just couldn't accept it. They couldn't express it onto the field now. But now I think what is being taught to them, they accepted it and they being able to express it on the field. I think the team is really in the image and likeness of what Oli wants now. Because what we see now can happen just so compared to what we are seeing under Mourinho and under Van Gaal, right? So it can't, because it's almost the same players more or less, other than a few. So I think we really seeing now what has been going on behind the scene on the training field, and I think it's real impressive, boy.
Yeah. So Nico, the first goal, I think this goal, even though I didn't doubt that the goal was going to come at some point in time, because every time we went forward, you could always see that something was going to happen. I don't want to labor too much on the past, but in the past when we were going forward, I wasn't sure whether I was going to get something to really
hit and hope. Because we used to be hit and hope. Yeah.
But now it's like, even though we don't score, you're feeling so confident that the goal is going to come. And that's a good time to be, alive and see playing. I remember it had this one chance, Nico, where Marcel get the ball, he played through to Shaw, who make the overlap, and cross it in, and Bruno header just missed the.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
That was just before Greenwood goal, yeah.
Right. So tell me about this. So let me talk about this penalty, Nico. Right, because we clearly have different views on it. Now, earlier for the record, Nico is a licensed referee, so we go give him the benefit of the doubt, but I just want to state my case, right?
Right.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, and you have to remember, guys, this is not basketball. Eh? So in basketball, right, if a player leaves his foot under where a player going to land, right, that is a foul. In football, that is not a foul, right? Because the player challenged for the ball, but he didn't play the man at no point. So if you didn't play the man at no point, then there's no foul, right? So then if the player comes down on you, then is actually the player who fouls you. So in that case, Bruno came down on the defender. So that should have been a foul against Bruno, and not the defender, because the defender at no point made contact with Bruno. So to me, definitely not a penalty. Again, for me, VAR fail.
Josiah saying we have expectations going forward now. No doubt. And the possibility of Jadon Sancho coming in, fire. Yeah, but Nicho, here is my thing on it, right?
Right.
Now, the defender showed intent, so he went for the ball. He went for it. He went at it. Now, because Bruno was quicker than him, Bruno was able to spin. So if the defender didn't go to ground, right? If the defender didn't go to ground, Bruno was going to spin and leave him. Right?
All right.
Now, the thing
no problem with that.
Right. So my thing is, Bruno won the ball, and because you already commit and it was done going down already as a defender. Bruno would have lost his footing because you was not standing. You already impeded the player.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So when he was turning, because if he wasn't there and Bruno had landed on the ground, that was an easy food right there for Bruno. So he interrupted the player motion.
All right, I just want to ask one question after that. After all, I want to ask one question, and I will play it up. I don't care for everything, but go ahead.
I'm finished. No, use the referee now, Hossy. You all
I go in and just answer one question after that, and then you go on somewhere coming from.
Yeah, but how I seen it, Nicho, is Bruno had already cleared the ball from the defender. The defender already came in. The defender committed it. You know what I'm saying? So if that defender didn't commit, and let me say holy ground, Bruno would have turned, and that was a clear, clean attempt on goal.
Yeah, the man said it's ground. So listen. So if I put out my foot, right?
He was on the ground. He didn't stand on the ground.
After Bruno jump on the man's foot. So
no, he was already on the way down.
Wait. What are you telling me? So if my foot out, right? My foot out away from my body, and you see my foot out, and you run into my foot in the penalty area, that should be a penalty.
Nah, he ain't running. You make it
that should be a penalty.
The both of them
man foot was planted.
Nicho.
The man foot was planted. Reams. The man foot was planted. His foot was planted, and Bruno land on the man foot. He can't foul Bruno like that. That was he cannot foul Bruno like that. The only person who the foul should have gone against is Bruno. Bruno would have fouled the man because his foot just in a stationary position, and attacker came down on his foot. So definitely is a foul going.
Yeah, but you see, Nicho, you're watching the mash. But I'm watching
nothing else to watch. It had nothing else to watch.
Gravity, the man was already on the ground.
It had not
gravity. The man already, Nicho.
Nah, that's about gravity, Reeves. That's about gravity. It's contact. Who made contact?
Right.
Who made contact first? Bruno made contact with the man foot first. So that is where the judge it from. That is the moment of truth.
All I say is he commits. Bruno turned him already because Bruno won the ball. Both of them was going for the ball. Bruno win the ball, turn him. And as Bruno was going down, he had already commit to come in. So he was done going on the ground already.
The moment of truth is when contact was made.
Yeah,
who made contact? Who made contact first?
Thank you, Josiah.
Well, now, as a Manchester fan, they will say that no penalty. Zero. That will be a penalty.
Right. So that was my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, the law is the law, and Nicho, you know the law. So we get lucky.
Yeah, the referees in England mad.
Yeah. Yeah, we get lucky. Right? The second goal, Nicho. Now we go talk about Bruno. Right? And please, guys, it's no bias, right? But Marcel has been criticized for so much lack of desire and all that sort of nonsense, right? But Tyrone Mings had the ball. Marcel went in for a challenge, was able to nick it off Mings. He still hold off Mings, turn two defenders, play to Bruno to start that counter attack. You understand? Not only after that, because he get floored after he played to Bruno. After that, get up and reach to the top of the box to fake a shot to create space for Greenwood to do his business. Put some respect on that name now.
No. Today he had an excellent game. I think the only thing was missing from his game today was a goal. His effort and his work rate, especially for that goal, to me, was worthy of a goal itself. So kudos to him today. I think it was just his careless finishing. To me, that you don't beat everybody already. But again, it was unfortunate that the post is not like it went over bar. But kudos to him today. I think if I had to rate him today, I'd give him an 8. Even though he didn't score, and he should have, in my opinion, he should have. I'd give him an 8 for the effort. But he really gave the effort today, and also the I like the attitude coming off, because that attitude coming off was not attitude of he vexed to get sub, but attitude of I didn't take my chance today. I should have done better today. And definitely he had an excellent game today.
Yeah. Now, we were talking before we started recording, Nico, and we were kind of trying to dissect that same counter-attack right there. So, guys, put yourself in the position of the Aston Villa defenders, right? Martial win back the ball. He played the ball to Bruno, who played the ball out to Greenwood. Bruno overlapped Greenwood. Martial running through the center. Rashford blazing down the left. Greenwood on the ball. Who you gonna mark, Nico?
What? Can't mark nobody. All you have to do is hope for the best. You understand?
That's a defensive nightmare.
Yeah, you have to hope a man make a mistake. You have to hope a man make the wrong decision. You know what I mean? Because at any moment, anything could happen. And the ball could end up in the back of the net. And again, long as you give Mason Greenwood an inch of space, that man finding that net from anywhere. And the thing about that was his right foot. And they say his left foot is the strongest. And Reina could have barely move. Right? Reina didn't move. Reina didn't even dive. Reina like he breaks.
No.
Reina lose so. Yeah.
No, you know what happened? Nico, you know what happened? The defender was moving.
Right.
But normally a player will take time to set for a shot.
Yeah,
which will give
Greenwood boy.
But Reina, that shot take Reina by surprise. So that's why he couldn't
react. The thing with Greenwood. Greenwood catching him by surprise right through. Yeah. I don't know when this man does move the shoot. all you see the ball move right in the back of the net.
Yeah, when they call it a backlift, he don't have no backlift.
He had no backlift, boy. As he run his bullet one time. No, boy. I never see nobody in my life.
Yeah, he different, boy.
Real quality, boy.
And you see
different, boy.
What's as far as I'm concerned, what making it so good for each of our attackers is that we know all the other attackers just as potent. Even though in terms of finishing, Mason Greenwood will have his edge. But at the same time, in a defender's mind, everybody firing on all cylinders. So it's like you leave out Greenwood, you give Greenwood space. Then you have Martial, you have Rashford, you have what's his name? Bruno there, then you have Pogba training in the backs, and every one of them have a wicked rocket. So it's like who are you gonna lock down? And then now Mason Greenwood only need an inch of space.
Yeah, long as he's space. And he hit the target right through.
The target. Welcome Davion. All the fellas joining the scene real late, boy. But we inside. Glad to have you, man. Babyface assassin. Well,
you be a babyface too long, huh? Yeah. By the next season start, mercenary boy. Babyface.
Yeah, Davion Greenwood is the boss. The man stepping up to the plate.
And I put him on my fantasy team, eh? I said, nah, boy. You gotta have a fantasy team, boy.
I have Bruno and Pogba.
I have Bruno, Martial, and Greenwood.
What?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, no, because the teams we play and the quality we play with right now.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think our challenge will be Southampton.
Yeah, but Nico, what was good to see today too, and even leading up to the game, Pogba was interviewed and he was saying that he just enjoying, his new role, and sitting back and seeing the likes of Bruno, Martial, Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood, score and do their thing. He enjoy what he doing in terms of, keeping it simple, deep, impacting the game from deeper. And he has been one of our unsung heroes since the restart, since Project Restart. And I think his goal was long overdue, and I was really glad to see him get on the score sheet today.
Yeah, I think again, what worked against us, especially for our Tottenham game, was that Tottenham game maybe came 1 or 2 games a little too early. I think if we did catch Tottenham after the let me say 2 games down the road, I think we'd take the scalp. Because again, I wasn't expecting Pogba to start, especially for the first game back. But I know after 1 game or 2 games, he'd have definitely been back into the team. Maybe it worked out for the best, because he's the person who came out into the Tottenham game and made a difference. And from then, well, there was no turning back after that. But I think if we played Tottenham 1 or 2 games on the road, I think we'd have been in 3rd spot by now.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that Pogba was able to get onto the score sheet, and that he was able to get the goal that he wanted. And I hope that he will kick on now and he'll get more goals because we want goals coming from all over the field. We saw that Bissaka had a chance to get his score sheet today too, Nicho. But we know that that's nothing he look at, but I really like if he didn't score that boy.
Yeah. At least for defender, like he really strong with it. I don't know how he was a winger anyway.
Watch me.
Nah, boy.
Bissaka, he ain't play clumsy, but I mean he's good at. But he clumsy, boy.
Yeah, he defensively real solid, but oh gosh, boy.
Yeah, boy, going up front, shaky. I remember against who it was by Bournemouth. Bruno would play a ball for him and he tried to back flick it and miss the whole ball, But I mean, he I must say from the Saka that I saw at the start of the season when his attacking weaknesses showed, I see plenty improvement. He's a young player.
Of course.
So, I think even with Oli and working with our manager who, vested in improving young players, I think we go see better, we go see more progress from Bissaka going forward. Because I must admit, Nicho, even Luke Shaw, I'm one of Luke Shaw's biggest.
I tell you.
But Luke Shaw, what going on?
Yeah. I see. You see how high those 2 fullbacks has been?
Yeah.
Those fullbacks right up the field.
Yeah.
I mean, therefore, I think again testament to Oli. Going into the second half, Reims, again we started well because we went in with a 2-goal lead, so we come out with our chest pumped. We really started to dominate the game, and then when we started to hunt in packs, as we saw started hunting packs to win back that ball with 3 and 4 players, hunting down that ball.
Yeah.
And and I think we was in total control in the second half. I don't think it had a worry. I think the only worry was the chances we missed in the second half.
Yeah.
But with a totally dominant performance, I know Aston Villa definitely going in 2 goals down would have come with their heads down. Especially with no fans. Sometimes the fans might still give you a boost or that extra, that 12th man effect. So they do have that 2 goals down against a quality team that they could barely get a touch on. I think they withered, they withered. And again, we showed our quality, and the goal from Pogba, again, is something similar to what happened with Martial and Bruno in the Man City game. So the Man City game, he used that, as we see that body language, against Man City that worked for him now. So, and it happened again today with Pogba. Pogba turned his back. Like if he didn't want to pass, turned his back, walk away. It wasn't looked like he wasn't interested. You saw Bruno, talking to somebody, come around, and not knowing that by the time
the open space.
By the time Bruno make that move, you saw Pogba make the run. And to me, I thought he took a touch too much, but after that he curled it around 2 defenders. And again, Reina didn't move.
Yeah.
Quality finish. And again, Reina did not move.
But you talk about the understanding that's, developing between the players, because that's what they were saying is the free kick that Bruno had scored against Bournemouth.
Right.
Pogba told Bruno where to go.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was all over social media, and Bruno was saying when your teammate tells you what to do and it works.
Right.
So the advice that Pogba gave Bruno on the free kick worked. Then Bruno knew exactly what he wanted Pogba to do, and I don't know if these things are rehearsed on the training ground.
Of course.
But yeah, because you saw it with the same goal at City, we thought that was off the, but that was rehearsed because it happened
Of
against
course.
Everton. It didn't come off against Everton.
Yeah.
So it's things like these where we see in the team using the intelligence, to carve openings and to outsmart the opposition. That is the kind of guile we want to see within the team. We're not thinking only on one level, but
one track. Yeah, we thinking one track. We want to be multidimensional.
Yeah, and that's a real good thing to see. It showing that the team progressive now.
Yeah, again, and to me, as you said, Basaka had a chance. Should have scored. Marshall should have definitely scored. Again, unfortunate. The guys who came on also didn't give a bad shot at themselves. Again, you saw the drop in quality. Again, to me, that is expected. Taking off some of the top players, and bringing on more or less players who may be lacking a bit match rhythm. You would lose some of the quality. But again, to me, they didn't give a bad account of themselves. We won the game 3-0. Kudos to the guys. We continue to climb. We took advantage of the slip from Leicester this week. And Leicester sweating. Who's the Leicester next game? Leicester next game, under pressure. So it's just for us to continue. And the Southampton game would be we at home. But I know they have nothing to lose because they more or less secure to the next season, and they come in as a free hit, and they're in a better form. So today where they draw against Everton, so they're kind of coming into the game unbeaten in a few games, beating City in that run also. So they would come with their feathers up. So again, it's just to me, let me get back that hunting in the pack from early. Let me win back the ball. Let we assert our dominance onto these teams. Keep them on the back foot, get the early goal, and let that open the space for us to finish them off.
Josiah saying here, long time our strikers used to instill fear in the hearts of defenders. Nice to see those days come back again. That's so true. That's very true.
And I wanna touch on that same point. Reasons that we lost. I think we talked about this the last review where we lost that fear factor now. And to me now, especially for 4 games in a row, you're scoring 3 goals.
Yeah.
So definitely, the team have goals in them, right? So it definitely will be cautious. I think that fear factor now is definitely getting. Teams definitely don't want to play us right now.
And it will always that fact that we scoring so much goals, and not only that, the goals not coming from one place.
Right.
So it's not like a team could come in and say, all right, well, we will lock down the number 9 or we will lock down number 10.
Right.
The goals coming from so much different avenues that you can't say, well, all right, we go lock down this one, we go lock down that one. It's hard to mark us out of a game now.
Of course.
I think the next game Leicester have is against Bournemouth.
Okay. Bournemouth had a solid game against Spurs.
Well, remember Spurs is 2-2, everybody. So
good. But still, you know what I mean? Still, it ain't gonna be easy. Bournemouth fighting for their life too, So it's not like, it's not like somebody unrelegated or everybody fighting for their life. Leicester fighting for the top 4. Bournemouth fighting to stay up. So that wouldn't be an easy game in no way.
Yeah. So Nico, if you were to name a man of the match today, who your man of the match will be?
Boy, Greenwood again, boy. Greenwood really impressed me, boy. We had some strong candidates, To me, Marshall was good. Without getting any score sheet, he had the assist for Greenwood goal. Pogba was excellent. Luke Shaw for me was excellent also. But just the sheer quality of Greenwood, boy. The sheer quality of Greenwood is my man of the match.
You're late, Kurt. What's going on with you, bro? Like, we had to send you a personal message, boy. But good to have you on the inside nonetheless. For me, I'd agree with Kurt. My man of the match is Pogba. You know, he keep impacting the game in so much different ways. You see some of the diagonal balls he be playing, you know, to find his teammates. That is just open up spaces. That is create spaces for your players. He winning back the ball today. He controlling under pressure. You know, and then he got his goal today. I really think, and it's a term that you usually use, you know, that calming influence by Pogba has just been moving from strength to strength for me. And I think Pogba had to be the man for me. We have a couple people on YouTube coming in. Glad to have you all. All right, 7 Trout. Yes, applause. And we have Jerome Jack. Man United is the best all the time. That's what we're talking about, fellas. Thanks for the comment. Pogba getting pregnant today. Oh yes.
Now he was on form today. He was real confident
he
today.
used his physicality and his ability. He was on So Pogba getting my man of the match. Yeah. I mean, again, honorable mention for me to Martial. I'm a boy. I think he did real work today in terms of, you know, starting the high press, chasing defenders. You know, Nicho, Rashford boy, tell me, he didn't play bad, but I still feel like he is sharp, boy. I don't know what you think, boy.
Nah, to me, honestly, he getting better. I think 2 games or 3 games down the road, I think he was lacking a bit of rhythm. I think the rhythm is coming back. I think he could have scored today. I think if Pogba just continued that run, where the ball ended up going into the goal, but end up offside, which is, of course, a legitimate offside. But possibly that could have scored. You know, so I think to me, he getting back a bit of match rhythm, and you never know, he might be the match winner against Southampton.
Yeah, well, definitely. But because I know sometimes there are chances that an informed player go put away, and I know Pogba would have stepped in and kind of deflect the shot that went in that they rule out. But there was also the one that Pogba set him where it was him and that was supposed to score.
Yeah.
You know, and he didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know,
that's coming on to the end of the game, right?
To the end of the game, yeah. Kurt saying Martial off the ball movement was on point. That is what you need in a striker: hunger and greedy. Yeah, and I think we had touched on it earlier when he got subbed off. You could see he was annoyed, you know, that he didn't take advantage of the chances that he got today. You know, he wanted to stay and he wanted to build on Italy. Because Nicho, if there was yourself, Greenwood could come and get 20-something goals on the head.
No, I tell you. That's not no joke.
Them fellas gotta watch yourself. Them gotta watch yourself.
Yeah,
them fellas gotta be potting.
And all kind of thing. When is when they're gonna play LASK in August, you understand?
No, but I doubt
Greenwood looking to rack up goals.
Yeah, but I doubt Greenwood playing in that game, Nicho.
Yeah, it's true.
Only gonna play we done 5-0 ahead on that game already. Only gonna play Chong and Ghana and them fellas and them.
It's true. I would like to see Ethan Laird get run though.
Yeah.
I would like to see Ethan Laird get run.
This is the 3rd game on the bounce, Nicho, that Lingard hasn't made the final squad here, make the bench. What do you think about that, boy?
Good riddance. Good riddance. No, that is it. It can't be nothing else, because if you can't make a 20-man bench, then good riddance. You know, I think it's just a matter of time to hear that you know, Aston Villa, West Ham, I think West Ham was touting up Lingard and Jones. You know, so maybe that's a matter of time before you hear something.
Right.
Because I think we have some. I think even if we don't have it, we should go and get the quality to replace these guys. You know, I think he reaches ceiling. I think he reaches ceiling, and it's time to move on.
One of my fears with our team is that we don't have the quality and depth now. And that's my problem because every time we make substitutions on our match day, and we make changes and you see the likes of the Bruno or the Pogba or even the front three. Anytime you see them come off the field, the level is just dropped now, and that is a concerning thing because it's like we almost can't rely on them in the event that we need to rest to rest players now. That the level will drop so far down that teams will get our confidence and we will struggle. And that was case in point against Norwich City. Kurt saying Jailing's on. Oh, this is Josiah saying Jailing's on his way out. Kurt saying, yeah, Rashi moving like Rooney, selfless. You can see he is more concerned about others getting goals. Yeah, his maturity as well, showing in terms of how his passing decisions, fellas, and I realize as much as I like Sancho, he coming with hamper. We now talk about quality and depth. Kurt. Yeah. If we drop from Greenwood, we had to do with James. Nah. Nico, go ahead.
No, so as I was thinking, right? Sancho could play in this team. And here who could be the odd man out? Matic could be the odd man out. So you're playing with Pogba and Bruno in the middle, right? With Sancho just ahead of them, right? And Marshall on top. With your higher wingers of, there you say Greenwood and Marshall and Rashford wide. You understand? And to me, that could work.
I think so you can see
Bruno
that
in the middle, Pogba and Bruno in the middle with Sancho, with Mason, Rashford, and Marshall on top. I could see that.
All right, so here it is, right? I think you could see that in a situation similar to what we found ourselves against Norwich, where we have Marcel and Igalo, then you have Rashford, then you have Bruno, then you have Pogba. In a situation like that, I could see what you're saying there, but going into a normal game from the start, I don't see Oli doing that. I really don't see Oli doing that.
Because Pogba could be very disciplined there.
Yeah,
and even Bruno comes back at time and
but nah. And I feel the kind of impact that we get from Bruno higher up the pitch. Sancho ain't gonna get that, Nico. I'm watching Sancho a while. Sancho,
but no, remember that movement is not. Remember is that whole fog will be moving.
I hear you.
That whole fog will be moving.
Me and no boy. I know. I could see all those players on the field in a situation where we need to get a result, we need to get a goal, and Oli just throw the kitchen sink at a team. I could see that happening. But from the start to say Oli gonna go into a game with our formation and that setup, nah.
What? That could work, boy. Because I see Bruno come back and pick up the ball and move from
deep. But it's part of Bruno game. But what I'm saying
so he could do it. Bruno, he could do it. And you have Pogba playing that single pivot. Yeah, that's what I'm making mass.
I know. Probably could work. Kurt saying Ghana is a beast in the middle. Levet's too, but I think Levet injured, so that's why we didn't see him training.
Yeah, I think he come back from injuries. Just I guess maybe the time.
All right. So Nico, guys, that brings us to the end of our match review. A very emphatic result. Sometimes it's just to see the first goal and then know that the floodgates gonna open. Let me just get this one in. Could say Nico, all four of Rash, Tony, Mason, and Sancho starting is madness. I don't know if you mean madness as in a good madness or a bad madness. I don't know.
Let me know.
Clarify. But any closing remarks as we wrap up this review, Nico?
Again, this is definitely a good time to be a United fan. Guys, don't miss a game. And if you miss it, go and watch it over. Because we don't know how long this will continue. Sometimes I hear highs and your lows. Let me just enjoy the moment, stay in the moment. As I said today, it had some interplays today within the team that I wasn't off. It really, sometimes before you want to see a team play, but you never know what you will get now. We try to go shop today, but gosh, but now you know the quality the team possessing, you know the chances will come. You know you're going and see football that you feel like you didn't waste your time to sit down to watch this game. It's real excitement now. And I really enjoying it. I just want to miss a game. And even if I ain't missing now, I was putting in place not to miss it. So it's real fun. It's real enjoyable. I'm enjoying watching United play, and long may it continue.
Yeah.
Good madness. You see what I'm talking about? Good madness.
Yeah. Good madness. Good madness. Simeon on the inside. Good night, Simeon. Thanks for joining. He said you need fire on the bench, and it's true.
Yeah.
The drop off. It's too far. It's too far.
It's true.
Good same team seeing our
These
four
pacey fellas.
and with the scary. It's true. Yeah. Good stretch of good football.
Yeah. Quality football.
No doubt.
When Bissaka scoring that header would be mad.
When Bissaka scoring that header would have been mad. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Bruno throw that header away.
Yeah. So wow. Yeah, boy. But as Nico said, football, it's enjoyable now to watch. At least we're going into the games knowing what kind of football we're going to get, which is good. I don't be overly tense going into games again because I'm confident in the project, I'm confident in the abilities of the players on the field. I know it had the one-off times when you concede a goal, but still the team showing the ability to come from behind. So it's just a matter, as I would always say, trying to cut out the complacency, remaining focused and getting the job done. So I think we could win the rest of the games and they can secure top 4. We do have to wait for City to get knocked out the Champions League from UEFA. We want to earn that by merit. Yeah, we will course on City even if the UEFA ruling say there was in violation and no European football. I cool with that too. Let we earn we Champions League berth on merit. So yeah. Kurt saying Villa miss a 8. Yeah, them can I get 10. Ollie wanted 10. Ollie wanted 10. Ollie said we can I get 10. And finally we will get Kurt the last word. Not bad for a teacher. 17 unbeaten. As our next record, Nico. As our next record. 17 unbeaten. So guys, thanks again for your involvement. Thanks for the interaction. Continue to share, like, even feel free to go over to the YouTube channel, subscribe, because it's streaming simultaneously now. We had 2 comments from on YouTube, which is, I was good. So we'll be back on Monday, Nico, to review not Aston Villa, Southampton, which by your estimation should be our toughest test yet. So that's basically it. Have a good night, everybody. Until we see you again.
Good night.